Hey guys, welcome to another episode of BS Talks. I was told from a reputable source earlier that we no longer need to introduce ourselves. Apparently we are instantly recognizable.
Absolutely, we're very well known.
And yeah, you're probably here because you wanted to see our faces anyhow. So not long ago we did a frequently asked questions session, and we had submitted to our fans and our millions of viewers and subscribers out there the opportunity to ask us the questions that they really wanted to know. And it gave us, like I said, we took the top 10 of them and kind of just hit them back to back to back to back. So some of them were really good questions and things that we wanted to talk about, but they weren't short. You know, they were going to be pretty elaborate conversations. And so this one in particular, this is our 5th time doing it. The first 4 times I've gotten so long-winded it's taken over 20 minutes per video, and I don't want to put a 20-minute video on YouTube and Facebook just yet. I don't even think we can legally yet. So the question comes from Sunflower82, and it says, Danny, most of the things you post are random, sometimes offensive, and largely inappropriate.
That's true.
But every now and then you put some things that are pretty well thought out, make perfect sense, and are pretty thought-provoking. All right, I like it. It seems that between your idiotic ramblings, you have some good thoughts. All right, I don't. Is this a compliment?
Yeah, it's a backhanded one.
So it says, the question, so I'd like to know if you have any advice for the average voter in this 2016 election. As confusing as things are, who should a person vote for? That's again, you can see why already this has taken me 5 times to do it and get it under 20 minutes.
Big question.
Yeah, voting is, politics is not it's in vivid technicolor, as they say. It's not a black and white thing. There's no such thing as right or wrong, and I think that people really kind of need to understand that and admit that. As much as you might love your guy, that doesn't make you right. Right and wrong are very tough words. So I'm going to give you the best advice that I can. If you guys don't know me and you don't know the way that I talk about things, I usually am pretty gray. I'm never black and white. I usually try to stay true to the middle of the road, and I may be the most rational person that you might know. But in terms of politics, what do I recommend? I think the first thing that everybody needs to do is really check your sources. I remember back in 2004 and 2008 when those elections were going on. Those are my college years, if you've done the math and everything. People were coming up to me. These were educated, the educated. They're in college, right? They know a lot of stuff. They were coming up to me and telling me, well, I'm voting for so-and-so, and I'm not voting for so-and-so. And it's, well, why? You know, it's like, oh, because I saw a thing last night, and Jon Stewart on The Daily Show on Comedy Central said this and said that, and I think he's it made me laugh, and it was really good. And I would look at these people, and I would try to actually talk to them. You know, are you guys freaking kidding me? I mean, that is the most asinine thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. You're basically telling me that the bulk of your political information is coming from Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. I think just the title there, the name, comedy, it should imply that maybe you ought to be looking like, like Real World Central or
at least a newspaper.
Yeah, at least a newspaper or something. But I think that in this particular election, I think Facebook and social media has taken that place. There's so many memes out there, and there's so many people with their extremely slanty and extremely biased posts. They're so close-minded. The advice that I have for you guys is if you're looking on social media, Facebook, and you're seeing a meme, I understand that I'm putting this particular video on social media, but my advice is to throw everything out. I mean, completely disregard it. As much as it might seem sensational or you might really strike a chord with you, it's just completely dismiss it. Facebook is the memes aren't really the best way to express somebody's political platform, because they're going to have a picture of Donald Trump, and he's going to have that pose, and it's going to be the worst picture of him, and it's going to have like 6 Mexicans behind him with like lawnmowers and burritos, and it's going to be like, Donald Trump hates Mexicans, and that's a crappy thing to say about somebody. And then so the Mexicans are going to say, oh, well, he hates Mexicans, surely I can't vote for him. I really think that's misplaced hate and misplaced a judgment. And the same is true about Hillary, guys. Hillary is not the Antichrist. She's not, Hitler reincarnate. I've seen those two where it'll give you like 3 or 4 political facts about Trump or Hillary, and it'll say It say, well, Hitler did these exact same things also, and then my result and my conclusion, therefore, is that Donald Trump and or Hillary is therefore Hitler reincarnate.
There you go.
That's come on, guys, you got to be smarter than that. And the worst part about it is there'll be people that no, I seen it on Facebook. Donald Trump is Hitler. I mean, this is frightening, guys. And they'll say, this is frightening, guys. This is for real, though, guys. No, guys, this is for real. This is serious. Come on, guys. We got to be a little bit better than that. Hillary, the last one I saw on her today was that she's got stage 4 leukemia. She's got Parkinson's, parvo. She also has parvo. Yeah, and then she's got rheumatoid arthritis. Another one.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia.
Well, she has that, I think. But the kind that's worse than they say.
I don't know. Who knows? Walking pneumonia. She's going to be a zombie by next week. Guys, this is propaganda. If you don't know what the definition of propaganda, it's got Hillary's picture there next to rheumatoid arthritis. It's just if it's true, it's not true. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't have any bearing, and it's purely from the very opposite spectrum, politically. They want you to buy into it, and again, you got to completely dismiss it. So what is my advice? My advice is to look at the facts. Like, don't go to CNN. Not that CNN isn't any good, but
or Fox News,
or
any of them.
I'm not saying that they aren't any good, but just because you saw it on CNN, it's not the end all be all. Just because you saw it on Fox, it's not the end all be all. Really take the time to research things for yourself. Back in days, they would have said to go to the city hall and look at like the voting records of politicians with political histories. Hillary Clinton is a good example. She was a senator.
She was a secretary.
She's had office, and she's had the ability to vote, and it's all on record. So go to a .gov website. I don't know what they are. .org.
Or
just not .facebook, but go to something legitimate.
Or Instagram.
Go to something legitimate and find out how she has voted historically and in the past, because for all intents and purposes, realistically, she's not going to change her trends.
Probably not.
She's probably not going to suddenly be pro-life or pro-gay or whatever. Whatever the issues that are important to you, whether it's gay marriage or women's rights and all this kind of stuff, and whatever is important to you, then look at the history and vote on those issues. Donald Trump hasn't had office, political office. And again, I'm not necessarily supporting him, but don't tell me that he's dumb. That's the same thing as saying Hillary's a whore. She's probably not, or if she is, it's irrelevant. But Donald Trump isn't dumb. He's a multi-billionaire. If being dumb means being a multi-billionaire, then sign me up. I'm dumb all day.
I should be loaded.
I should. Yeah, we should be. We should be Bill Gates, right?
Clearly not doing something right.
We're doing something wrong. But the point is that you gotta really not pay too much attention to these things that you see. So do some actual research. A good friend of mine, and I'll tag her if I'll get her permission for it. She gave me the advice on Trump. Look at his litigation, his history. It's all public record. So the people that have sued him, the people that he has sued, the legal cases that he's been involved in, all of that stuff is perfect record, and that might give you a good indication of his tendencies, the things that he's actually going to do. So I think that's real important. I think that I really think that the biggest problem, and I really want to make this point here. This might sound critical of our fellow Americans here, but the biggest problem, I think, is that people are extremely lazy, and they want to sit on their couch or lay in their bed or at their office chair, and they want to get on Facebook, and they want to learn how to make a casserole. They want to look at like hot chicks working out. They want to look at their nieces' little recital photos, and then they want their political information all in one on .Facebook, on their app and Twitter and Instagram, and they're very lazy. Unfortunately, I mean this is true. People are extremely lazy. We want it all at the touch of our fingertips, and we can't even be bothered anymore with typing in a .gov website. We want everything to be in the exact same place. And we want to think that that the Facebook is giving us completely legitimate information and unbiased, and guys, that's just not the case. So do a little work. It's not easy to do it, and unfortunately, people just aren't going to do that. And realistically, people will vote based on the sensational, memes and all this kind of stuff. And I think that's a real tragedy. Worse than what people are crying about how rigged and how what is it? How terrible the political system is. Well, it reflects on us. It's a reflection on who we are as a people, because the greatest tragedy of all is that we're that terrible and that we want everything. And I'm probably not making any friends here, but I'm just telling it like it is, guys. We're too lazy and we can't even bother by looking for actual information. That's the greatest tragedy of all, is that we want to vote on social media as that's how we want our sources. So I'm trying to stop this one short without getting too long-winded. We're Backhand Sally, of course. I hope as Sunflower that we helped you a little bit.
I hope you registered to vote, Sunflower. A lot of people will say that they're voting and they're not even registered, so make sure you're registered to vote.
Yeah, how many times have we seen people post these extremely...
They don't even vote.
Yeah, these extremely volatile Facebook memes, and they're probably not even voting.
So make sure you're registered to vote. If you don't vote, then you really don't have a reason to complain about anything. Go to the candidate's website and read what their platform is. If you can't list at least 3 things that their platform is, then maybe that's not the candidate for you. So,
yeah, instead of just saying that, this guy's dumb or that girl's dumb,
see what they're about.
What are they actually?
What are their, what are Hillary's stances, and what are Clinton? Well, she is Clinton, and what are Donald Trump's stances, and then. If those don't do it for you, then look into the libertarian parties or alternatives, because there are a few out there. Probably not as many as should be, considering how many people here. But that's just our advice.
I didn't want to give them a shout out on this particular video, but
give it or take it.
Kimberly decided to do it anyway.
Well,
so again, just educate yourself in the best possible way that you can. If you need a little more help, then come hang out with us, and we'll do our best over some drinks.
I know you're not registered though, but if you were, who would you vote for?
I'd probably do the same thing I've done on the last 3 or 4 elections. I'd write in Count Chocula.
Really?
I think he's got some really good.
Can you do a mail-in?
Yeah, no, I think his thing was like, chocolate pebbles for everybody. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with chocolate.
So,
I think maybe I'll vote for the hula girl.
How do you say goodbye and hello in aloha?
Hawaii?
Aloha.
Aloha.
Huluhu. Huluhu.
Huluhu. Aloha.
Thanks, guys. Drive safe.